me first explain what I mean with sexual revolution. A society usually protects very strictly its norms about sexuality. In Europe, they were founded on Christianity. Christianity brought something very new. Actually, the Jewish people brought something very new, completely revolutionary 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. They said sex only within marriage. Yeah, we have this shelter for sexuality, and this is the basis of family, as all of us know. Yeah, a family breaks down if the spouses are not faithful. A family cannot be built if sex is outside of marriage. So that was the revolutionary message and the revolutionary new social order coming from Judaism going to Christianity. And society protects this very, very strictly. Now we have the opposite movement. We are saying we are splitting up marriage, and we say sexuality, any kind of sexuality is okay. So we have a different kind of movement. And this is very dangerous to our society because the basis of the family is being attacked, and we see the breakdown of family everywhere. We see the breakdown of marriage, and a very strange thing is happening. Heterosexual marriage is breaking down, but the homosexuals who cannot marry, who cannot have children, absolutely want to have marriage and battle for it everywhere. So we will come to that issue also, yeah. The main impulse in the Western culture for this sexual revolution came from the student rebellion in the 1960s. I was a student then. I was studying sociology at the Free University of West Berlin. And there the students suddenly made a lot of noise, demonstrations on the streets, sit-ins in the universities, very, very great arousal. Yeah? They wanted to change something. What did they want to change? It was a time when Berlin was divided by the wall. There was communist East Germany, yeah, the barrier, communist East Germany going into the Soviet Union and all the huge imperium of communism, and the West. That was the situation then. And suddenly these Western students started to be enthusiastic about communism, about Marxism. And there were all over the place, young people began to study Marxism, which I also did, yeah? It was a kind of, there's something new, this will be better. And it was always against Christianity. It was always an atheistic movement, as the whole communist movement is. That was Marxist ideology. That was one impulse. The second impulse was radical feminism. There was a battle for equal rights of women for 150 years in Europe. This battle was necessary. Even under a Christian aspect, that battle was necessary, because to have love you need an evenness, a same dignity between man and woman. And there wasn't the same rights for women, so there was this battle. But then this battle for same laws changed into radical feminism. And radical feminism said, get out of the slavery of motherhood. Yeah? Motherhood is slavery. We have to break marriage, we have to break up family, and live out our sexuality as women, however we like. The pill was then invented and available to everybody, so the pill made this possible. So it was radical feminism, and the third impulse was the liberation, the so-called liberation of sexuality. Freedom, get off the Christian yoke of sexuality only in marriage. Throw it off, live out your sexuality. Have sex between children, in front of children, with children, yeah? Live in communes, share sexuality. So those were the three impulses of the so-called 68, the student rebellion in the 60s, which then went on and on through the whole of society. The movement of the students in the 60s did not break down society. They actually wanted to break down society, as communists do. Yeah, they want to throw out bourgeois, a Marxist term, the bourgeois society, and establish some kind of mass, some kind of other rule. They could not achieve this directly, so they said, they were intelligent, they were students, they were academics. Let us march through the institutions to the top of society. That was a plan, that was a strategy. And it took some 10, 20 years that they really got to the top of society, into the power positions. In all areas of society, in the academics, in education for children, in law, and of course in the entertainment industry. That is maybe one of the main factors of the Cultural Revolution, in politics. And they went very strategically to the heads of the international organizations, the United Nations and the European Union. And now we have this amazing phenomenon that these revolutionary concepts of the 60s are now actually the policy and strategy of the top of our international organization, the United Nations and the European Union.